Welcome to Arkansas Broadband Leaders Network. Uh, I will be hosting today. Glenn is traveling after a long day in Locksburg yesterday. In today's meeting, we're going to be talking through Arkansas B program results. We'll take a brief glance at the dashboard, look at the public comment form as well. We're going to hit some digital opportunity updates, and we're going to hear from Tony from the USDA. So I'm going to touch on some high-level BEAD results. So we had $308 million in around $308 million in provisional awards out of our $1.1 billion allocation. The average per location was around $3,900. 23 ISPs were provisionally selected at this point in time, and about 79,000 homes and businesses were impacted with this program. So very significant. Our team did a great job operating and executing. So, big pat on the back for a lot of the folks in our team that did a lot of the hard work operating this program. Looking at technology breakdown, 76% fiber, 16% low Earth orbit satellite, 7% licensed fixed wireless, and 1% of those locations were a hybrid provisional award selectee. Our public comment period opened August 22nd at 10 p.m. and will close today, August 29th at 10 p.m. So if you have any comments that you would like to make, you'll have a few hours, around 11 hours, to make those comments. These are preliminary awards, meaning they're not final. Final approval will be needed from NTIA as well as the Arkansas legislature before funds will get flown. Okay, at this point, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and open our website and take you through some of the preliminary results. One second, getting set up. Okay. How do you get to the results? Go broadband.arkansas.gov. This thing is in the way. Click on BEAD program. We look at the three things here. Final draft proposal is live. I'm not going to take you through all 32 pages, but that's live. And we're going to look at the preliminary results dashboard. I think we got a few comments on counties we would like to look at. Let's see. Okay, I see Lafayette, Jefferson, Hope. And so I'll touch on those three counties, starting with Lafayette County. So we have a drop down. We have ways we can toggle the data. We can go select. We can look at a county. We can look at a city, one of our 500 cities. We can select ISP to view the result, the preliminary awarded to a specific ISP. You can look it up by sub-project ID. You can look by technology type, and you can also look via congressional territory. So big shout outs and kudos to Pravalika on visualizing this data. But let's go ahead and look at Lafayette County. Lafayette County, excuse me. Okay. So if you remember, I'll say before the policy notice in June, there were around 84,000 locations eligible for the BEAD program. That number shrunk to around 79,000. And so I remember this specifically looking at Lafayette County before the policy notice. It was around 45 locations in Lafayette County. Now that number is down to 31. So that's some of the impact of the policy notice. And so we see 3 different ISPs won awards in Lafayette County. Premier, they won 17 locations. They were provisionally awarded around $188,000 to serve those 17 locations. And we see Amazon Kuiper, as well as Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, or SpaceX, won 7 locations each. Both of those organizations are low Earth orbit satellite internet providers, and we can see the types of technology here. Premier did fiber build around the city of Stamps, and the low Earth orbit locations are located within the southern part of the county, as well as a location on the perimeter of Stamps. Let's look at another county. I think Jefferson was in the queue. You see that around $2.2 million was awarded to the county as a whole. 876 locations were impacted, and there are 8 total projects within this particular county. We see there were 6 different providers were awarded locations in this county. You can see there are 3 different technology types. Fixed wireless, we can toggle. Looks like the majority of the awards were fixed wireless. Low Earth orbit satellite. See fiber. I stand corrected. Most of the awards were fiber. You can see the ISPs, technology type, dollar amount awarded to a particular county. Let's see, and then we have one more county, I believe it's Oak. So this information is publicly available. If I don't get to your county, you guys can go to broadband.arkansas.gov, and you can pull up this information and leisure and play around with the map as necessary. So I'll stop at Pope. And I could come back at the end of the presentation. I just want to leave time for our presenter. So Pope County, 3.8 million awarded to this county 2,400 over 2,400 locations awarded in this county. 2 separate ISPs, only one, and it's 100% fiber awarded to this county. So pretty cool. And if you want to look at a smaller area within county, looking at Russellville to see a specific impact, you can do that. Pottsville, Hector, Dover, and Atkins as well. So pretty cool. You guys can explore. You guys can leave comments on our Google form, which I'm about to take you to next. Let me move this around. So just going back, let me go back to our home screen. So I'm at the home screen. Click on the bead icon at the top. Scroll down a little bit. Look at draft final proposal, exhibits, and public comment. Click on the public comment button. It'll take you to our Google form to where you can leave a public comment based on the results of the program on this form. We will try to respond to all comments. It looks like Abby has a question, but you'll leave a comment here. This is a long form response. You hit submit after you're done. Go ahead, Abby. What's your question?
Thank you so much. This is Abby with Arkansas Impact Philanthropy. Quick question. I have 2 questions actually. Is Low Earth Orbit Elon Musk's company?
No. So low Earth orbit is a technology type.
Okay.
The company that Elon Musk operates is called the Space Exploration.
Understood.
Something.
Got it.
Something.
Yeah,
and we call them SpaceX. So yes.
Got it.
Elon
and
Musk.
How many awards? I think I heard you say there were some awards that his company was awarded.
Yeah.
Do you have a tally or a total that looks at across the state of Arkansas for each company that received an award, what the total is?
Yep. Yes, I can. Yeah. So let me take you back to the dashboard. I'm pulling it up, guys. 1 second. I'm gonna hit the reset button.
Okay, thank you.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. And so you can look at a specific ISP. We didn't explore that. So we had a question about SpaceX, Space Exploration Technologies Corporation, or SpaceX is what we call them in our domain. And we can click on this, and this will pull up the dollar amount and number of locations a particular ISP has provisionally awarded. These are not final results, but we see that SpaceX has been preliminary awarded over $8.5 million, serving 11,178 locations across the state. That could be homes, businesses, or community anchor institutions.
That's super helpful. And do you have an analysis, like a pie chart that shows of all of the companies, like who got the largest shares, like how that shakes out percentage wise across the state?
No, not yet, but we can easily get that. We have a lot of the foundational data organized, but we didn't develop that for that. We didn't develop a graph for this meeting for that purpose. But we can get that if you need it or want it.
I think it would just be informative. I could see how you need to do it by type, like fiber versus et cetera. So thank you.
You're welcome. Okay. I want to leave some time for Tony. So let me start sharing a PowerPoint. Get to the digital opportunity updates. We want to host some Digital Opportunity Week events around the state. The theme this year is community driven futures. I think it's especially important because of the recent shifts in the federal government. The solution is going to be within our communities if there is a solution. So there, you'll see resources, event toolkits, social media toolkits, and more. I'd love to talk to you guys and help you shape those events if you guys are interested. We, the Arkansas State Broadband Office, have launched an affordability dashboard, which is a adoption of NDIA's low cost internet plan honor roll. You can access that on our website, Broadband Arkansas in the affordability tab. Due to time, I'm going to skip over showing that to you guys, but I wanted to mention, and that is live on our website. You can toggle a county and see what honor roll plan is available to you. Next is an interesting event that I want to highlight. It is from the organization called Digitunity. Sustainable rural solutions, key strategies for computer ownership. This is important because within our state, there are over, I would say, is over 10% of our households, or I'm sorry, over 18% of our households lack access to a large screen device. Via research from Digitunity, my research, our digital skills and opportunity survey, our digital skills and opportunity plan. Device access is a key barrier to digital opportunity in our state. Without access to a large screen device, there's not a lot of rationale for a household to subscribe to broadband service at home if they don't have a device to use it on. It makes sense. If you think about it a little bit, but that is a big barrier to our state. And I don't want to waste any more time. But I wanted to share, I wanted to open up the floor to Mr. Tony Matlock from the USDA. He's the general field representative at USDA, telecommunications programs, and also rural utility programs. He's coming from the state of Louisiana, but he shares the territory of Arkansas. And so I want to pass the floor over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you. I appreciate you guys inviting me to be a part of this. It's very interesting, and I appreciate the invite. I appreciate the opportunity to talk about our programs. To give you a little bit of background with me, I've been with the agency over 25 years, 26 years now, I guess. And I've worked kind of across the board. To give you a little bit of background, if you don't know much about rural development, we are under the Department of Agriculture. We're a funding arm of the federal government. And we can theoretically set up a town from the underground up because we do everything from utilities, telecommunications that I handle, the electric programs that is based out of DC as well. And then most of our programs are based out of the state. We can do water and sewer, solid waste, housing programs, rural business and industry programs, especially loan guarantees to help stimulate businesses in the rural areas. And the community programs will do just about anything that a nonprofit public body or Native American tribe really needs. So I'm going to start sharing my screen to kind of go over our website with you. It will provide you a lot of information because I'm going to kind of be fast and furious this morning. And I know I'm going to be throwing a lot of information at you. Can you guys now see my website?
Yes.
Okay. You're going to get a real fast introduction. Our website is excellent for telecommunications division, but this is kind of the main thing. The web address is www.rd.usda.gov, and that brings up our main website. From that, you can link to the state offices where most of the programs are handled, or you can link under programs and services to give you an overview of everything the agency does. And that's where you're gonna find the programs that I'm gonna talk about this morning, which is all of our telecommunications programs. So you just go to the website, take programs, it'll bring up the menu, go under telecommunications, and it gives you an overview of all the telecommunication programs. You can go in there. I'm going to give you my email address and my phone number before we finish. But if you forget it, down at the very bottom of this web page, you can link to General Field Representatives. Link right there. And it'll bring up a state map. You click on whatever state you're needing information on, and there's the General Field Representative for that. So there I am. And that's my information if you don't want to write it down. But my email address is tony.matlock@usda.gov. And my phone number is 771-200-8904. If you need me, have an urgent question or need me quickly, I try to put up, call my cell phone. That's my cell number. I do try to, I always put a out of office up if I'm going to be out, and kind of let you know when I return. So if it's nothing urgent, you can send an email. But if it's urgent, always call me, and because a lot of times I can answer questions on the road, and you don't have to wait on your answer as long. But as we go back under telecommunications, the first program I want to talk about is our distance learning and telemedicine. Also, as I'm going to just go into it as I talk about it to show you a little bit more about the website. But what our distance learning and telemedicine program does, it provides funding for pretty much equipment only for any kind of distance learning or telemedicine needs that you have. Distance learning telemedicine doesn't mean to link all the campus, all your buildings on one campus. It does mean distance. So it's for you to, for the applicants to provide service from one area to another. Now, what we have done is, I have linked a local school to a rural health clinic in the same town. That kind of stuff, that still qualifies as distance, but it's not for you to link one building on your campus to another one that you could easily walk over to. So that's an important part of that program. But and like I say, this is a fast and furious presentation, so this is always available to you. And then if you have any questions on any of our programs, reach out to me. Also, before you start an application for any of our programs, reach out to me, get me involved, and I can help you and possibly move it the project easier. We are limited on some things on our competitive programs that we can do, but anyway, we can help you to facilitate the application process and help you from keep you from making possibly some mistakes in the process. We're happy to do so. But just to give you an overview of the programs, you look under here, and it'll give you the specifics. Now, programs are governed by, this tells you if there are any other requirements, but it also, on this main page, number one, it tells you if the application's open or not. I'm going to talk about the distance learning and telemedicine program. I'm going to talk about our Community Connect program. I'm going to talk about Reconnect. All those have specific windows. You can only apply when a window's open. Generally, most years they open in the early spring, anywhere from January to April, and they do have a 60-day. Usually, there's a notice of funding published, and we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But once that is published, there'll be a 30-day period, and then the window will open, and you generally have 60 days to apply. So it gives you a little bit of time. But if you are thinking about some of those programs, go ahead and contact me, and let's talk a little bit way before the window opens, because some of those windows are fairly quick to get an application together. And if you wait till the window opens, you're not going to have time to do it, especially into the programs like our Reconnect and Community Connect that is actually deploying high-speed internet. So always, if you're thinking about one of these programs, get with me and I can help facilitate that application process for you. The other thing is there is the Federal Register notice is published, and they'll be here once it's published. But I tell people to review the regs that govern that, which is on the website. It'll tell you the CFR reg that governs the program, and then always review every word of these funding opportunity notices. And I tell you that because from time to time, things do change. And as we publish this before we open a window, this is published to notify you it's coming out. And it will give the specifics of that year's program. And that could change from year to year. So I tell people review every word of this, because this also kind of governs the program as well as the CFR regulation. It just gives you all the good information that you need. It also gives you the date that the applications are due. I tell people do not wait till the last day, because if you and everybody else waits till the last day, something's going to happen and you're going to not get your application submitted. And if it's something on your end, there's nothing we can do about that. So it's kind of, yes. Did you? Okay. If you
Oh Lord.
don't wait, somebody's not on mute. So
yeah, please mute your mic if you're not Tony.
And I will have a minute for questions here at the end. Anyway, that's kind of our distance learning telemedicine. Anything you need on that, look at the website if you have further questions.
Yeah, I guess so. When I set up a computer, I don't, when it asks me who's using it, I don't type in administrator. I do
Please mute your mic.
I do tech.admin. It's just something a little bit different that
Sorry, Tony.
So,
I think
okay, no
he's
problem.
muted
No
now.
problem. And then the next program I want to talk about is our Community Connect. The other programs I'm going to talk to you about are either telephone or fiber programs. The DLT program is for anybody that does education type, just any kind of distance learning telemedicine. But the other programs are for actually providers of telecommunications. So our Community Connect also, one other thing is on the DLT, it is a 15% max requirement. So be prepared to put in 15% of the project when you do the application. And that's actually 15% of the grant amount. So it has you putting in just a little bit less than 15% of the total project cost. Community Connect is the same way. Community Connect is designed for those areas that have almost zero service, because with the Community Connect application, when we take funding applications, we have a requirement to not duplicate service that's already there. Congress appropriates this money, but they're appropriating it for areas, the whole purpose is to get high-speed internet out to all of America. And so we don't want to duplicate areas that already has funding existing. And Community Connect is very strict on that. If we find service that meets 10-1 download upload speeds, then it knocks the project out in one location. So if you're interested in Community Connect, they go up to $5 million. It's a great tool to get funding for areas that just absolutely have no service. But be sure you don't put any area in there that has service, because it'll knock out the whole application. Whereas Reconnect is for the bigger areas, but there again, there are service requirements, but it's a percentage. It has to be less than 10% served, or whatever the funding announcement says for that year. And it is based on a percentage, as opposed to one location will not knock you out like on Community Connect. But Reconnect, I'm going to kind of touch on it briefly. just know it's out there. And the main reason I wanted to pull this up is to show you the types of reconnect you can apply for. You can apply for 100% loan. You can apply for a combination, which is 50% loan, 50% grant. In the past, so far, we funded all the 100% loan applications because these are competitive applications. So, but in the past for Reconnect, we have funded 100% loan of the loan applications. Usually we can fund 100% of the 50-50. And then, of course, as you get into the grant applications, it gets more competitive because more people are needing grant. So therefore, we usually don't have the funding to fund 100% of the grant. So it is competitive. And as you do your application process, I'm not going to get into all of that because of our time. I'm going to try to keep it short this morning. But if you're interested in any of these programs, once you look at them, contact me and we'll talk more about the application process. And then the final thing I wanted to talk about is our infrastructure program. This is our old legacy
Tony.
type. Yes.
Could you touch on eligible entities for distance and telemedicine and the other programs?
I'm glad you asked that. That's a good question. If you are interested, right here on the website under each division, it tells you who may apply. But pretty much it's anybody but individuals. Even individually owned LLCs for our infrastructure type programs are eligible, but individuals are not. So, but right here will tell you under each program who is eligible, even the areas, what the funds can be used for. And that's why I refer you to our website. It's great for telecom. It really gives you a lot of information. Generally, once you review this, you don't have a lot of questions. But there again, that's why we're here. If you do have questions after you look at it, something's not clear, or you want to discuss a specific, it's so much easier for us to talk specifics. So once you look at this and you know your specific project, call us up and talk to us about it, especially if you have any other questions, or we can talk more once we know your specific program or project. We can help you a lot more. Then back to the final is our old infrastructure. It's called telecommunications infrastructure loans and loan guarantees. Now, the important part of this one is this is our old legacy program. It was designed for telephone service. So in order to, it's a little bit more restrictive. The good thing about the infrastructure program is there's no funding window. We accept applications just about all the time. Now, we are planning to shut down the application portal October 1st through November the 7th of this year, just because we're doing some updates and to get that all done and operational. We're constantly doing improvements, and so that's one of those, and it will be better when we bring it back online on the 7th. So if you are looking at that, but 90% of the time, I would say 99% of the time, we take infrastructure applications anytime. They do go through our Salesforce system, and there again, when you go into when you go under the program, it will tell you how to apply. We're getting everything into the Salesforce system, but right now, like distance learning and telemedicine and Community Connect still go through grants.gov. So this will tell you how to apply in this to apply tab under each program. But some of the important parts of the infrastructure program, it is designed for telephone. If you are an ILEC, you pretty much will qualify as far as you don't have to have we don't look at competition in the area. You pretty much qualify for the eligible area. Now, you still have to qualify because this is a loan. You still have to have repayment ability, and it's an underwriting process just like any other loan you would apply for. But it is designed for towns of 5,000 or less. But there is some flexibility there. So there again, if it's a project that you are thinking about, call me and talk about it, and we can get because Sometimes we can exceed that if we have a once rural, always rural definition. So if you've borrowed money from us before and the area was rural, then it remains rural in even if the population is over 5,000. So when you want to talk about your projects, call me and we'll get more into the weeds. But a couple of differences that I did want to bring out is the infrastructure program. It is a cost of money loan. It's the interest rate is not fixed until you draw down the money. So you could have multiple interest rates on these projects if you do multiple draws. So say, for instance, you had a $15 million loan and you drew it down in 15 different installments of $1 million a piece. You could theoretically have 15 different interest rates. But once you draw the money down, it is a fixed interest rate. As opposed to our 100% loan under the Reconnect program is a 2% fixed, no matter what. No matter what the interest rate does, it's going to remain at 2%. That's only for the 100% loan under Reconnect. The 50-50 loan is there again a cost of money loan. So that's just something I like to point out when you're considering, should we wait on a round of Reconnect? And there are a lot of other considerations. That's why it's good to talk to me. And because there are a lot of areas we can't go into in the telecommunications infrastructure program because it is designed for telephone service and there's adequate telephone service there. Sometimes, you think in United States now, there's pretty much a telephone service just about anywhere. But there are a lot of areas where some of the bigger companies have abandoned those areas. They're not maintaining the infrastructure. So they may have telephone service there, but it's not considered adequate because they're no longer maintaining it. So there again, that's why I'm here, to help you work through these projects. That's a quick overview of our programs. I'll open it up for any kind of Q&A that anybody may have. About 5 minutes here if y'all want to ask questions. If not, you can reach out to me anytime.
Thank you, Tony. Could you drop your contact information in the chat?
Sure. I'll do that once I quit sharing screens. So anybody? All right. Well, thanks for your opportunity to meet with you guys, and call me anytime you need me.
Looks like you got a question.
Up. Go ahead.
1 second.
I can't see that, so just unmute your mic and ask the question.
Yes, my question was, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, my question was regarding the BTA program that was listed.
Yes.
What is BTA, and is there funding through BTA right now?
I'm glad you brought that up, because I did not talk about the broadband technical assistance. So look at the website on the qualifications. There's two different kind of applicants for BTA. It's actually one to provide technical assistance to other groups that want to apply for funding to help them get their applications together. And then there's one division if you want to do it for yourself. But generally, there again, that is one of those competitive grant programs. It is done through a funding announcement, and generally it opens in the spring, and it's open just like the rest of them for 60 days. One other thing I didn't think about telling you is I'm going to share my screen one more time because I want to show you this on our website. When you're on the website, the best thing you can do is go all the way down and put in your email address here. And once you do that and hit sign up, it's going to bring up a list of programs, and you can check off the programs that you want information on. And the main reason you want to do that is for all the programs that have funding announcements. If you signed up for that program, you will get emailed when that funding announcement drops. And that starts preparing that's a 30-day window before the application opens. And it also gives specific information about that. And BTA is the same way. BTA is a fairly new program. We're coming up on the 4th round of it, but we are planning to have another round this spring. So be sure and put your email address in there for any program that you may be interested, and that way you'll get those notifications. And we try not to inundate people with unnecessary email, but of course, the more programs you sign up for, the more email you'll receive. But you don't want to miss the funding announcement when it does come out.
Thanks.
Thank you for that question.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for sharing, Tony.
Sure.
We got about 15 minutes left. Did anybody want to see a particular county on a results page or a particular city on a results page? If not, we can conclude if there's no more questions.
I'm going to drop my information into the chat here in just a minute. So,
okay.
And so that will be there if you ever need it. And there again, it's all of our contact information for every state. You can link to the website at the very bottom of those pages.
Thank you, Tony. I'll be sure to include your contact information in the show notes as well. Looks like we got one request for Chico County. Thank you, Tony, for that.
Sure.
I wanted to show the affordability dashboard. I know I did a great job with the research that on this project, and probably did a great job on showing visualizing the data. And so, disclaimer, Arkansas State Broadband Office does not endorse a particular provider or plan or test the accuracy of the information provided. The plans below may not be available for every location in a county. Please contact the providers directly for more information on plan offerings. But as you see, we have 13 different plans that meet the low cost honor roll criteria in the state of Arkansas. And like our other dashboards, you'll be able to see where a particular where a particular ISP is located within our county and the low cost plan potentially available at locations in these counties. High level, all of our counties have access to one low cost option, with the caveat that all of the locations may not have access to a low cost plan. Okay. And so we're going to look at, after showing this, I'm going to go and show results from the BEAD program in Chico, and looks like we got another one in Saline County. Okay, so again, click on BEAD on our website, broadband.arkansas.gov. Click on draft final proposed exhibits and public comment. We'll look at the preliminary results dashboard. Okay. So Chico County. Okay. Total of $9.2 million provisionally awarded to this county. Support serving 658 locations. That is businesses, community anchor institutions, and households. Looks like it was a one large project. Looks like Aristotle Communications was the winner in this particular county, excuse me. And so with Aristotle, let's look at the technology type of this program. It looks like it's all fiber. So we have an additional 658 locations served with fiber technology in this community. Todd, any particular questions while I'm here?
Yeah, what about the grants that were provided in 2018, specifically for resound networks? Is Aristotle replacing those in the census blocks for the rural households?
rural households. Let me see. I'm assuming in 2018 you're talking about one of the old ARC grants.
It was the RDOF, the Rural Development Opportunity,
ARDOF.
and basically they had a 10-year window.
So the bet for clarity on those projects, you could reach out to Miss Elisa Shannon's at Resound Networks. They have a big footprint in East
I've
Arkansas.
reached out to her, but I mean, this is simple. I mean, is Aristotle replacing them, or do they still own this census block?
I'm not sure. I will have to research it and get back to you, or pass it down the chain. But I can't answer your question right now.
Okay, outside of contacted Resound again, can I get back to you later?
Yeah, I can reach out to you later on. No problem, Todd. Do you have my email address? You can just send me an email and we can
No,
set
I
up
don't.
a quick. Okay, I'll drop it in the chat.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna go to Saline County. Looks like Saline County was awarded projects through Aristotle Communications as well, serving 1,800 locations within that county. Judge, is there a particular city you want to look at, or any particular information, any particular question you had about Saline County? Judge
Hot
Brumley?
Springs Village area.
Hot Springs Village area.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Looks like Aristotle won the entire county. They have 21 locations located around more around the outskirts of Hot Springs Village. These locations may need to verify municipality, clarity around the municipality, but these are the locations that are.
Just so I'm clear, when we say 21 locations, is that 21 households or businesses? Or is that
20,
location that could service multiple households and businesses?
That is locations for us is a broadband serviceable location that will include households and or businesses and or community anchor institutions. So it'll be all locations. Let me go back to Saline County 1 second. Those locations look a little bit off based on the city. Okay, so look, getting a little bit closer. And so also on our map, shouts out to Problika again, we could look at a specific area. And so we could click on a spot on the map and you can isolate locations based on that. Now it's showing a different provider. So yeah, I'll ask for more clarity on this, Judge. But if you wanted to drill down on a specific location, you just click on the map. You should be able to click on this icon right here and isolate locations.
So what I'm looking at there, are those currently unserved locations that are proposed to be able to get services?
Yes. So every location that we see on this map would be a location that was underserved or unserved based on our records. Yes. And so they will be served through the BEAD program, in short.
So those 353
Yes.
dots prior to this were underserved or not served, and now they will be adequately served. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes, they will be after the approvals. Yeah, but yes, they will be. They'll get access to speeds of at least 100 download and 20 upload. So they'll meet the broadband definition by the FCC standard, but I'm sure the ISP will provide higher speeds than that. That's just the baseline, the 100/20.
And is there a deadline in which these speeds must be obtained? If they're requested?
A build deadline. I can't answer that at this time, but if when we start getting at that point of making build deadlines, we will be sure to reach out to you guys and let you and inform the community.
Well, I think this is my last question. Inside the gates of Hot Springs Village are 19,000 residents plus. Saline County probably has half of those residents. The residents say that after the results from BEAD were put out, they're still not. I think that first number you showed of 21 households may be closer to the representation inside the gates of Hot Springs Village. Are we done there? Everything's been received. Aristotle's the winner, and potentially 21 households in the gate will receive services.
Yes, if those 21 locations are on the BEAD map as being unserved and unserved, they will receive funding to get the service built to them, and they will be adequately served. Yes, if that was the question.
Their contention is very few will go to Aristotle. Everybody else has got to get Star Lake. Is that pretty much the disposition if they're underserved and they're not one of those dots?
I don't want to say guarantees, but if they are a part of this program, their location is on this map, this dashboard of provisionally awarded locations in the BEAD program, looks like there will be Aristotle, and it looks to be 38 locations awarded to Starlink. But I think this may be in the county, and so I'll get some clarity on that. But yes, I believe within the BEAD program, yes, it's going to be Aristotle or SpaceX, depending on the location.
To monopolize everybody others' time. Who would be best for me to kind of drill down into that a little more? For me to contact?
It'd be someone on our team. If not myself, it would be Glenn directly, or it'll probably be Glenn directly.
Okay, thank you.
Todd, one more question before we leave. Is there clarity on the BEAD map between funded and not installed for the census blocks? I'm still trying to understand the BEAD map. Todd, we could take that offline. Let me drop my email in the chat.
Okay.
Thank you guys for joining us this Friday on ABLN.
Cam, can you take one more question from me?
Yeah, one more question.
Yeah, RDOF, where would we find more information about the status of those projects?
Okay, good question, Jeff. And so let me start out from the home screen. If you're interested in any project that our office has ever provisionally awarded, you would go to our website. It's our main page right here, broadband.arkansas.gov. Click on our access tab.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have different rounds that were a part of the RDOF program and other programs, ARPA programs. You should be able to click on one of these rounds if the project was awarded and there's a data visualization of it. I'm looking at round 1, for example, just clicking on this for the quick example, Jeff. Mm-hmm. And so you'll be able to pull up a project. Let's look at Vive Broadband, and you'll see location, dollar amount, number of projects in a particular county, particular location. So it'll be under that access tab within one of these. So
that grant, round 1, 2, and 3, those would be all RDOF. Is that correct?
Potentially. RDolph and some other. Yes.
And some other than others. Okay. Okay. All right.
Sylvia, this is a dense document, and Judge Brumley's questions sound similar to what others may have. Sylvia, could you come off mute?
Morning. That was the comment above Danny Stewart's. My question out of that was the public comment period. Could it be extended? I understand it closes today. And I think Mr. Stewart's comment below my question, Judge Brumley's commentary as well.
Is there a way the public comment period could be extended? I honestly, I doubt it. Just being frank. I doubt it. We have around 11 hours at this point in time to review documentation, review results, and extend comments. I suggest that we would take advantage of this window of time, while it's open. Okay, I'm going ahead and stop sharing. Go ahead.
So with that being said, if I could, so is this form here, can it be taken into and added to the public commentary documentation, like Mr. Stewart's notation there? Does it need to be cut and pasted, or can this dialogue that we're having here be added into that as well?
If that's your if that's your prerogative, you could take a comment here and post it into the public comment form if you would like. But yeah, it'll just need to be formally added to the public comment sheet on our website.
Tell me, I'm sorry I was tardy, the quickest way for me to get to your public comment in your robust website.
Yeah, so broadband.arkansas.gov.
I'm there.
Click on the B button at the top. You see access affordability B.
Yeah.
Once you click on B, you scroll down, go past reference price, and then AR Connect resources, blue button. And then underneath that, you see draft proposal, exhibits, and public comment. The public comment form is the last button within that button.
I don't know how I missed it.
Yeah, it's a lot on the website. Yeah, we're at time, so if anybody wants to leave, feel free to do so.
I still don't see it. I'm sorry.
Okay, let me
hey, will you just send me a link, because I'm a dummy in Saline County? Email me a link, or you said under report fraud, waste, and abuse, it's the last.
No, it's under AR Connect resources is under draft, final proposal, exhibits, and public comment. I'll send it to you directly, Judge.
I sure would appreciate it.
Okay, it looks like someone dropped it in the chat. So thank you guys for joining ABLN this morning.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time. I'm going to call the meeting. Have a good weekend. Happy Labor Day. And we'll see you guys in a few weeks. This is the last meeting on the 2-week cadence. We'll be meeting in 3 weeks from this point. Okay? So take care, everyone.
Thanks again, everyone.
Thank you, Tony.